going on, everyone? My name is Where I Don't Care What My Name Is. Here we go with some wrestling updates. What's been going on in the wrestling world? More specifically, what's going on with WWE and Saudi Arabia. Man, I gotta tell you, I was completely shocked when I found out about the issue of what happened with the talent being stuck in Saudi Arabia. Now, for those who are not aware what happened, WWE had their Crown Jewel show in Saudi Arabia, and the next day the locker room was supposed to return back home. However, only a few were able to come back, including Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar, but of course they had their own private jet plane. But 175 of their employees couldn't come back. They were stuck in Saudi Arabia, they couldn't get back home, and they were told the reason why was because of plane issues. But until we found out the reason why was because of money issue. Apparently WWE hadn't been getting paid by Saudi Arabia for the last show, and apparently there was some problems between the two parties, and they couldn't form an agreement until later on. And from what I understood, WWE, Vince, he left before this whole thing went down. He left before all this happened, so that tells me he knew about the issue that was about to happen. He knew that a lot of his talent was going to be able to return home, so he came back home, and he would deal with that issue while he was at home, in the comfort of his own home, while everyone else was stuck. And the sad thing is, apparently the locker room didn't know about this until afterwards, and when they did, they were pissed off. They told, Dave Meltzer they were not going to come back, they were not going to go back to Saudi Arabia ever again, and some of them even said they couldn't wait to leave the company. But yeah, apparently this was not a good thing for WWE or Vince. That's why you saw NXT talent showing up, because the majority of the locker room couldn't show up for SmackDown, so that's why you saw NXT talent show up. But yeah, I mean, this was pretty bad for Vince, because look, Dave Meltzer, he says we don't know what really happened, even though Bryan Alvarez thinks that's what happened. He thinks that's why Vince left, before he knew all the problems that was going to happen. But Dave is right. We don't know if that's exactly what really happened, but this is not a coincidence that Vince left before his locker room, before it was announced the locker room couldn't even come back home. There is no way that is just a coincidence. He knew this was going to happen. He knew this was going to happen. He intentionally left. He didn't stay with his locker room, and he left. He could have stayed. He could have stayed with the locker room, reassure his talent, look, I'm going to make sure you guys get home in one piece. I'm not going to leave you guys. He could have stood up there with his talent, side by side, showing his support for them. He could have done that, but the fact that he didn't shows he knew this was going to happen, and he left. He left them there. They did get home. Thank God they finally got home. But still, he could have stayed, but he didn't. And this is all because of money. Apparently, he wanted money from Saudi Arabia, and he finally did, but still, there's no need to do this to the locker room. There was no need to do this to the locker room, who traveled for hours to Saudi Arabia and were stuck there, unable to get back home, unable to go back to their families and spend time with them. They couldn't do that because they were stuck there because of Vince. And, Dave Meltzer thinks they should unionize, and I do think they should. I think they should form a union. They should do something about this, because from here on out, the talent is not going to trust Vince. Okay, there's going to be tension there. There's going to be a lot of problems there. And if this keeps up to the point that the locker room might even end up walking out on Vince, that's not going to be good for him. And he can't keep relying on NXT talent to come up and, support him, because even they know, as long as Vince is in charge, this is going to happen. And if your majority of your locker room doesn't want to go back to Saudi Arabia because of what happened, then you're not going to be able to do these Saudi shows anymore. So Vince should do something about it. Should step down as chairman, because if this happens again under his watch, that's not good. That's really not going to be good, and he knows it. But that's just my opinion. I gave you guys all the information I could, and I hope you all are okay with that. But if you want more information, check out Dave Meltzer and Bryan Alvarez's Wrestling Observer. I do recommend checking it out. That's where I got some of my information. And also check out the Wrestling Revolution, the promotion I work at. If you're down here in Texas, in the South Texas, check it out every single Friday night at the Historic Senior Array in downtown McAllen, Texas. I hope to see you guys there. And if you guys want some more information on what's been going on with the wrestling world, leave some comments below. Let me know what you guys think. Ask me some questions. I'll do my best to answer them. And subscribe to my channel. Keep up to date with my videos. And also check out my Facebook page. Check out my Twitter page. And I'll see you next time to give you more love and more entertainment. So until then, guys, take care. I'll see you next time.